Alright guys, here we go again. Welcome back, or welcome to Cooking with Pouncy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tonight I'm going to do a couple of ribeye steaks on the grill. A couple of the nicest looking ribeyes I've seen today. Okay, I've already taken them out of the refrigerator earlier. I wanted them to get room temperature, which they are, and that's okay. I'm going to be putting them on the grill shortly, just once I get done, get them seasoned and all that, okay? And they are very nice looking. They're about 1.5 inches thick. I don't know how we're going to eat all of that, but they are about 1.5 inches thick. And I'm going to season them really well. I'm going to use some sea salt. I'll be rubbing a little bit of olive oil on them, just so that my seasoning will stick to the meat. And again, being room temperature makes a huge difference too, guys, okay? Especially if you're going to cook it right away. A little bit of coarse ground black pepper I'll be using. I've got some stuff here that I've mentioned in my past videos called Meat Magic. I think I'll sprinkle some of that on there just for color. It also creates a nice, helps with the bark on this as well. I'll let you see me season it. I'll take it out to my grill. We'll transfer the camera out there as well, and we'll get these steaks done and get them back in here, let them rest for 5-7 minutes, maybe 10 minutes at the most, and we'll plate them up, and we'll be doing that in a little bit, guys, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, we've got a very hot grill here. This grill right now, before I open the covers, temperature is about 650 degrees. By the time I get it open, temperature will go down certainly to about 550 degrees. I want to sear these steaks, and it's good that I got it really hot, and that's okay, right? So, we're going to put these on here. Oh, they're beautiful. That's what we're going to do. So that fat that you see there in the center there is going to render off like a good prime steak should. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to try to attain a temperature of about 140 degrees for a rare for these steaks. I'll be taking them inside, like I said, to have them rest for 7 to 10 minutes to give me that perfect rare, medium rare to rare, okay? So, they're on, and this is real time. And we'll be watching them occasionally here too, because as you know, that fat, as it starts to render, will start a fire. We don't want that. I'll just have to keep moving them if that happens. All right, guys. I've got more flame in than I want right now anyway. But we're going to be able to handle that. I'm in charge of the grill. The grill's not in charge of me here. I'm opening that because I see I got a little fire in the bottom of my grill. And if that happens, so you don't panic, guys, just grab yourself your salt, your box of salt, sprinkle some salt down there in that greasy area, and it'll just extinguish that flame. So again, don't panic if you see flame down underneath your meat like that. Just take your salt box, sprinkle some salt down there, and it'll just extinguish that flame. You notice I'm not turning this meat. I won't turn it until I get a nice sort of a char and the grill marks on it on that one side. So looking at probably a 5-minute cook on each side here before I even start thinking about turning them over. Just keep my eyes on that flame, and I think I'm going to go get the salt box because I want to extinguish that, and I'm going to be doing that right now. Here goes the salt, guys. That's from some brats I cooked last night. I forgot how greasy those brats were. So. I'm going to flip here now for the first time. About got that residual flame from those brats I cooked yesterday. It's still on the very bottom there. Giving me a little bit more heat than I want, but we got to be able to control that. As you may or may not be able to see, I'm dealing with that flame that's on the bottom of this grill here. Giving me a little bit more heat than I want all at once. But I got it covered, guys. I got it covered. One of the other advantages I've got here that's going on with this process as well. I mentioned to you earlier that these steaks were room temperature when I took them out, when I started seasoning and stuff. Could have seasoned them a bit earlier than that too, a bit sooner. But they were room temperature, so that's going to give me a little bit more of a quicker cook, because it didn't have to go through any process of cold meat coming out of the refrigerator and then having to go through that process and the meat being shocked with this heat as it comes out of that cold refrigerator. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling, but that's what happens. They cook a lot quicker, as thick as they are. So again, I'm looking at about 140 degrees for a rare, and I know that I'm a ways away from that now, but I have to be careful because they were room temperature. And I think I might just check my temperature right now for the heck of it, see where I am. I'm going by touch here, and I did some videos with my touching stuff. You guys might know what that's all about too, in terms of temperature. Let me temp this one here, see what happens here. I know I'm not at 140 yet here. I don't want to get right at 140 either. I think I'll pull it before that, because as they rest, they will go on up to that temperature. They are right now about 125. Right, about 125. So, I'll go for another X on that marking there if I can. It's looking good. They're looking good. They're looking very good. Yes, they are. Come back up a little bit more with this one since I've lost some of that flame I didn't want. And I think I'm okay now, guys. Probably been about 8 minutes maybe total. I was going to go for 5 minutes on each side, but like I said, you saw all that flame in there. I didn't dare leave that on that one side for 5 minutes for fear it might start on fire. Now you got a charred steak, and I didn't want that either. So anyway, with that controlled movement, getting that flame out of there, we're still being good to go. It's running at about 475 degrees in there. And of course some of that's because I keep opening the lid here. You guys know how to operate your own grills. These are going to be some really nice steaks here. They're not going to be, they are, and I'm not going to ruin them in front of you either. Temp again here, they go pretty fast once they start cooking, guys. I think I'm going to take that one off right now. That's about 130 already. I'm going to put that one up here for a little bit. And I'm going to temp this one again. Where are we going with that one? Guys, we talked about thermometers before too. Invest in a thermometer. They really don't cost that much at all. I'm going to pull that one as well, guys. That's got about 130 on that one as well. Okay. So I'm also going to shut my grill off, my gas off, I should say, right now. I always do that. It's a waste of, behind the camera, it's a waste of gas to leave it on. So I'm going to turn that off. Always shut your gas off before, propane before you turn your burner off. That way you don't usually have problems with the regulator, getting air in the lines and all that sort of stuff. All the gas is burned out of the line. That's just kind of a tip for you, those of you that might not know that. So these are going to be resting now, okay? I'm going to be resting. This should be pretty good. They're looking good, guys. They really are. They're beautiful. And we're done with that process. We're going inside. See you inside, guys. We're ready. We are ready to plate these up. They are looking really, really good. Really, really good. They rested for 7-8 minutes. I hate pouring that juice out. I tell you, I'm just going to hold it there for a second. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, though. But that's what we're going to do with that. So we're going to plate these up. I'm going to move it over here so you can see it. It's hot. I forgot to tell you, I heat my plates. You can tell I did something because I jumped back. They are hot. I usually use the residual heat from my oven, which is what I had the potatoes in, and rather than letting all that heat go to waste, I put my plates in there to get them hot. And I'm just going to top these, I think, with some asparagus spears. Let's have about 3 of those on each one. I don't know how that little guy got so little. They are not done. We'll just make a little green stuff on top of there. I got some portobellos over here. Let's see, I put the portobello right here, leaving the green showing. Just a little space in between so you can see that asparagus. I like to add lid, guys, and that's what I'm doing right now, okay? We like portobellos and we like asparagus. So, I think that looks pretty good. You can do whatever you want to do with yours. Got to make them all face the same direction too, I guess, if I'm going to be consistent here. Portobellos look about like the steak, for God's sake, but you see those asparagus. That's kind of an effect I wanted, I think. So, one more piece of this. A little portobello here. Right here. I think that looks pretty good, guys. I think it does, I'm just saying. Now we're going to go with a couple of these. One on each plate, I should say. And one right here. That plate's still hot. The plate's still hot. I think that's a very attractive plate, guys. And they should be a perfect medium to medium rare in the center. All right. And I think that's a very nice presentation, guys. Again, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to Cooking with Pouncy. And here's our 2 fabulous, scrumptious ribeyes that we just got them preparing here, guys. This should be a perfect medium to medium rare in the center. And I hope, certainly, if you decide to make this for yourself and your family, that you guys will enjoy this as much as we're going to enjoy it as well. If you like what you see, please let me know what you think. And please hit that subscribe button for my channel. I certainly would appreciate that, guys. We're going to have dinner now. Good night.